Alternative Methods for Alternative People, Facilitated Community Music Activities Within an Alternative Healthcare Model by Nathan Stretch and Niki Kazemzadeh.
Nathan and I would like to acknowledge that the land on which we live and work is land traditionally cared for by the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Neutral peoples. Kitchener-Waterloo is located also on land bound by a treaty known as the Haldimand Treaty of 1784. We acknowledge that it is largely because of this broken treaty that Nathan and I are able to live and work here on this land.
Hi, my name is Nathan Stretch. I live in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, where I work at an innovative community building organization called the WorkingCentre. And as a musician and community builder in Waterloo Region, I'm obviously interested in the intersection of community music and the population I work with.
My name is Niki Kazemzadeh. I'm an elementary music teacher in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. Nathan and I were in the same cohort of the Masters of Community Music class of 2019. This project emerged from a hypothesis developed as part of coursework during our program.
The Water Street House project emerged as a result of the WorkingCentre responding in new and practical ways to work with the extensively marginalized in our community. People who would be considered tri-morbid, acutely ill, traumatized, and using drugs. And the goal of Water Street is a place of inclusion, welcome, and support. It will be a place of rest, where people can access harm reduction supports, primary health care, and a relationship-based approach to mental health and addiction supports. Our response is practically housed at 115 Water Street, Kitchener, Ontario, near the food security and emergent medical hub of St. John's Kitchen. Community music activities will be embedded in the foundation of an alternative medical response here.
Alternative methods for alternative people. There will be 3 beds for police drop-off, 3 beds that align to hospital care for those using injectable drugs unable to stay in hospital for treatment, and 3 respite or rest beds.
The house will offer meals, showers, and a relationship-based model of service for those unable to access mainstream supports. It will have a common space and provide integrated housing and respite opportunities, washrooms, showers, and laundry.
There will be space for harm reduction, primary health care, mental health, and addiction supports. Peers with lived experience will be incorporated into the house, along with groups and activities that support healing, such as CBT groups, drums, teaching, sharing, and music circles.
Teaching, sharing, and music circles. The WorkingCentre and its partners in the Inner City Health Alliance prioritize barrier-free access to care. Community music activities will further collapse the perceived hierarchy upheld by the established medical system by creating opportunities for community music making that includes healthcare professionals, support workers, and patients. Niki and I interviewed people who are or were considered tri-morbid and community workers who work closely with this population.
We thought the need for a practical, meaningful intervention that emphasizes spirit and community was a necessary one, both for the increasingly marginalized of our community and the overwhelmed community healthcare workers responding to crises.
Here are our hypotheses. Community music activities are therapeutic.
Community music activities are therapeutic.
People accessing alternative forms of healthcare would value participatory music activities.
People accessing alternative forms of healthcare would value participatory music activities.
Alternative healthcare settings would welcome having community music facilitation on site as part of a circle of support.
Both participants and staff would enjoy and benefit from participatory music experiences.
Following a series of interviews with invested parties, including potential patients, housing and healthcare support workers, and community partners, where we shared our hypotheses, we found overwhelming enthusiasm and support for community music activities within emerging alternative healthcare projects.
The need for community music activities was so desperate that one support worker said, "We need this now. We can't wait." Potential participants, both workers and patients, consistently identified creativity and songwriting as essential components of the proposed community music activities.
And planning is based upon a discovered commonality, an active or latent musical practice amongst most potential participants, combined with a dire lack of meaningful activities for precarious peoples to take part in, inside or outside of care models.
Higgins and Willingham describe fundamental principles of community music activities. When examining the Tree of Life, a visual representation of the core principles and influences of the WorkingCentre, as well as their practical applications, a significant amount of overlap was obvious. This alignment suggests an authentic and fruitful relationship between the philosophies in reality.
When we submitted this proposal in November 2019, construction was ongoing on the Water Street building, and today the construction is complete.
In fact, 14 people have been hired and are in the process of being trained to host Water Street House, an alternative healthcare model that is emerging with community music concepts and principles in the mix. A room has been designated as the group room and has been constructed to isolate sound from the rest of the building while creating a hospitable environment for music making that includes a living wall and
plenty of natural light. Community music workshops, practices, and principles are being woven overtly and obliquely into the foundation of this project as staff develop the operating philosophy together with community music in mind. Medical, relational, musical, and social interventions are overlapping in Water Street House as our community works together to meet the extraordinary need of people living on the liminal edge.